Hello! In this video, you'll learn all about the synthetic phonics method of teaching reading, writing, and spelling. Synthetic phonics is the method recommended for teaching reading by the governments of the USA, Great Britain, and Australia. We use the synthetic phonics method in ReadingLessons.com. ReadingLessons.com, the free reading program, provides easy-to-follow, step-by-step lessons with all the student resources needed to save time and produce results. So let's get right into it and learn about synthetic phonics. In synthetic phonics, students learn the sounds that the letters of the alphabet make, not the names of the letters. They don't learn A, B, C, D. They learn the smallest single sounds in the language called phonemes. So instead of A is for ant, they learn that the word ant begins with the sound A. And the word ant is made up of the three sounds A, N, T. When blended together, make ant. They will then be able to write and spell the word ant by learning the letters or graphemes that correspond to the sounds in the word. Here's another example in the word rat. The single sounds are R, A, T. The letter R represents the sound R. The letter A represents the sound A. And the letter T represents the sound T. Blend together the three sounds to read rat. For writing and spelling, it works in reverse. The students hear the sound R and write the letter R, then the letter A, and lastly the letter T to be able to spell and write the word rat. In synthetic phonics, sounds and letters are taught in all positions of the words, beginning, middle, and end, like where is the T sound in rat. But the emphasis is on entire word blending and segmenting. The single sounds are known as phonemes, and the letters are known as graphemes. Synthetic phonics develops phonemic awareness by teaching the sounds in words as well as teaching the corresponding letter shapes that correspond to the sounds. Synthetic phonics teaches phonics at the level of the individual phoneme right from the beginning. It doesn't teach syllables and onset and rime. If you are not sure what onset and rime is, I'll be going over that a bit later in the video. In synthetic phonics, children practice the writing of letter shapes at the same time as learning the letter that corresponds to the sound. Synthetic phonics is a very regimented system. The sounds and letters are taught in a specific order so that more words can be quickly decoded based on the letters, sounds already learned. It is very important that the system is followed. There can be no jumping ahead or skipping stages. I'd like to talk briefly about high frequency or sight words. In ReadingLessons.com, we call these special words. Synthetic phonics introduces high-frequency words and more tricky words slowly and systematically. In order to read simple sentences, as in decodable books, some words which have sounds not yet learned or are irregular have to be taught individually. Some of these are decodable, others are not. For example, A, and, I, on, in. We have to learn the special word A because we have not yet learned the long vowel A, but have learned the short vowel A. The same with I. We would have not yet learned the long vowel I. So let's sum up. Synthetic phonics teaches how spoken words are composed of sounds called phonemes and how the letters in words correspond to those sounds. Reading involves decoding or breaking words into separate sounds so that the meaning can be understood. Spelling requires the reader to identify all the sounds in a word and then use their knowledge of the phonemic code to write the word. The alphabetic code has to be taught systematically so that everything that the child learns builds upon the previous lessons. English is a very complicated language. There are 26 letters in the written alphabet, but there are 44 phonemes or single sounds in the spoken language. So it takes a huge number of letter combinations to make the 44 phonemes. So what are these 44 phonemes? Firstly, we have 18 basic consonants, and here they are. We'll file these away. Then we have 6 advanced consonants. We'll file those away. Then we've got 5 short vowels, a, e, I, a. And we have 5 long vowels. With the long vowels, the sound is the same as the name of the letter, A, E, I, O, U. Then we have 5 vowels where the sound changes because there is an R after the vowel. Lastly, we have 5 advanced vowels. You'll see that there are 2 double O sounds. One is as in book, and the other as in zoo. So there we have the 44 phonemes. Let's look at them all. We've got 18 basic consonants, 6 advanced consonants, 5 short vowels, 5 long vowels, 5 are controlled vowels, and 5 advanced vowels, making up the 44 phonemes. In what order should the 44 phonemes be taught? It doesn't really matter a lot, but we must gradually build up enough sounds to make simple words by blending these sounds together. I should add, we shouldn't be teaching letters that easily get confused, like B and D, at the same time. This is the order we use in ReadingTeacher.com. In the first week, we teach N, A, P, and So after the first week, students can read and write 6 words after learning the first 4 phonemes. In the second week, we teach S, T, A, and D. So at the end of the second week, students can make a lot more words because we now know 8 phonemes. I'd like to give an example of blending after the first week when students know the sounds N, A, P, They can blend the sounds A, N, M, A, N to make the word man. Now I'd like to explain 3 methods of teaching that are not included in synthetic phonics. If you teach these 3 things I'm going to describe, children may be confused and will not make as good progress as with pure synthetic phonics approach. These methods are not taught in ReadingLessons.com. Firstly, don't teach children to recognize whole words by their shapes. Second, don't provide pictures which give students a clue so that it is easy for them to guess the words. In this example, if we had written, "My cat can dig," under the same picture, I'm sure that children who learn with picture clues would still read, "My dog can dig." Third method to avoid. Don't teach onset and rime, which is learning larger sound units rather than single sounds, phonemes. In this example, in the first column, the first word has the onset l and a rime of ace. The pages teach 3 rhymes, ace, ice, and oak. Just imagine how many rhymes students will need to learn. This example has just 3 of hundreds. Students will be able to sound out all the words in this example after they have learned the phonemes without having to learn hundreds of rhymes or word families. After that overview of synthetic phonics, I'd like to invite you to check out ReadingLessons.com, the new free reading program. To access the website, go to www.readinglessons.com or click on the link under this video. That's all for now. See you on ReadingLessons.com.